Storms, heaviest activity pushing off to the east toward the Chesapeake Bay. Severe thunderstorm warnings are slowly coming down from west to east. The severe thunderstorm watch is expected to expire around 9 p.m. And we can talk also about the weather for the week ahead as things do calm down slowly but surely tonight. We do overall, though, have a cloudier and week with rain chances ahead. And we're going to take a slight dip in temperatures middle part of this week and then rise back up on a little bit of a roller coaster ride by the end of the week with a little more warmth and humidity. Hello, David. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Live updates are continuing for just a bit longer, but again, the activity is luckily winding down, heaviest moving off toward the east, toward the Chesapeake Bay and east of I-95. And just so you know, our average high temperature this time of year for reference as we look at the forecast for the week ahead, temperatures starting warm, dipping down, and then rising back again by the end of the week. 78 for a high is roughly where we should be at DCA Airport, and 60 degrees for a low temperature. All right, looking at the rain patterns for this coming week, rain chances, several of them, little bits here and there. Hard to pin down exact timing and amounts, but if you carry a small umbrella with you, the sprinkles, the showers, and a couple of thunderstorm chances this week should be able to be handled by a small umbrella. But the next chance, as you see there, Thursday night into Friday morning early, perhaps we could see some thunderstorms, maybe strong at times as the next bigger cold front comes through out for the weekend. So that's the good news. We have to pay for a clearer weekend. Strong, active cold front moving through. Hello, Aaron. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube. Kristen, I appreciate all the updates. That's great. I'm glad you're tuning in to all of our channels at capitalweathergang.com. And of course, on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm coming to you live right now. Make sure you're following our updates, especially on Twitter. We're pushing alerts to you almost every minute as the storms have moved through this evening, and I didn't want to get in the way of our programming there. So I waited a little bit after sunset tonight, which is at 8:20 p.m. Look at that, 14 and a half hours of day length has arrived from sunrise to sunset, the length of day of 14 and a half hours in DC. Rick is reporting rain in Fair Lakes right now. We've got Aaron, hello, and Rick and David. Thanks so much for tuning in, David. That's very kind of you. And Lewis, you drove around the Beltway and you've seen that very heavy rain in southern Prince George's County to College Park. I'm glad you were, I hope, pulled over now and typing that comment to me. So I'm glad you arrived safely at your destination. And Renee, no rain where you are, but it's nice and cooler than it was. I'm glad that you are enjoying the cooler air moving in. Hello, Kathleen and Lorton. We've got Stephanie is loving the extra light, 14 and a half hours of daylight from sunrise to sunset. And Steve and Culpeper enjoying the good rains earlier. I'm glad to hear that. And Tom says, at least it's not snowing. That's a way to spin positive if you are not a snow lover. For the week prior to this, we had a decent amount of rain, half inch, an inch and a half. Looking backwards in time over the last week or so, you can see the nature, the texture of the rain this time of year, hit or miss showers and storms as we get into the warmer season. So your neighbor, maybe a half mile down the road, does not quite have the same amount of rain as you. That's going to be kind of hit or miss as we go into the warm season and the summer season. But the good news is, overall, you can see our region now not in the abnormally dry yellow shading here on the U.S. Drought Monitor. We're doing really well when you look west of the Mississippi River, especially. We're doing pretty good in the mid-Atlantic. Looking ahead over the next 7 days, we could see about the same amount of rain, a half inch to maybe an inch and a half west of I-95. So that's good news if you've planted your gardens now more fully. Hopefully your water needs are mitigated this week when we see a half inch to maybe even an inch and a half of rain coming up over the next 7 days. Looking further ahead of precipitation into next work week, about 8 days in the future, equal chances of being roughly normal to perhaps a hair above normal west of the Atlantic region. They're in the green, but temperatures have a much more definite, more noticeable probability of being above average for next work week as well. And where are the average highs for our benchmark next work week? 80 degrees finally at the end of May. We've reached it, our 80-degree average high temperature at DCA Airport. Pollen levels, poor allergy sufferers like me, we're not loving the tree and the grass pollen that we are feeling this time of year. And if you are interested in tropics, we have just a little slight chance of development off of the central Gulf Coast. It's slowly moving northward, but nothing big to speak of. Just keeping an eye on it at the National Hurricane Center, and we'll watch that probably come ashore before it develops in the coming few days. All right, we've got, looks like more activity moving out over the bay right now, according to radar and what I'm seeing coming in from the National Weather Service. Some rain warnings coming in the week ahead as we move this heavy activity off toward Chesapeake Bay and points eastward tonight. We don't clear out completely. It's a fairly cloudy week. We do have some rain chances more often than not. I don't want to say it's going to be a washout this week. And you won't see any sunshine. There will be peaks and even maybe some hours of sunshine here and there, but predominantly cloudy skies do, on balance, dominate the skies this week. Our latest forecast with some updates still continuing as the storms move eastward at CWG.news/latest. And I appreciate all of you tuning in. Air travel Tuesday or Wednesday, Kareem. I want to say Wednesday has the lowest chances of rain this week, so try and travel if you can on Wednesday for air travel. Rick is enjoying the idea of all this rain washing out the pollen. Yes, me as well, and Kathleen is enjoying that as well. Stephanie, good question about how much rain we've had today, anywhere from a ½ inch to over an inch with some of these slower downpours. We do have a couple spots, I believe, reporting some low-lying flooding, but nothing widespread. Peter, hello. Ruth, Elisa, hello to you and Raquel. And Paul, outlook for Memorial Day weekend, which, good reminder, you won't see me until the holiday Monday for a holiday Monday version of our weekly sunset chats, Q&A. So I'll see you in 8 days. And so far, it's looking fairly warm and fairly quiet. We'll keep you posted as we get closer at capitalweathergang.com. And roller coaster David, indeed, this week we start warm, dip down to the 60s perhaps Tuesday and Wednesday. It's not sure about if we see 70 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, we warm back up, perhaps near or just above 80 degrees. All the while, we have more clouds than not. We have pesky rain chances that aren't too heavy and too much of a washout at any given time, at least until the cold front, a stronger active cold front, moves through later Thursday into very early Friday morning, perhaps. Timing and intensity of that rain to be determined. We'll refine that as we get closer, so please stay tuned. We've got Barry reporting marble-sized hail in Vienna this afternoon. Sherry has blinding lightning in White Plains, huge thunderclap, needless to say, a bit startling indeed. And I'm glad your rain has ceased there, it sounds like. Kareem, you're most welcome. And Tuesday golfable, Tyler, yes. As you can see, 30% chance of rain if you are willing to take that gamble. I say go ahead and do some golfing. All right, tomorrow evening's Nats game from Monday night, bud. Decent chance of being played. Take a small umbrella, maybe a small rain jacket just to play it safe. There could be one delay. I don't think it's worth postponing based on the current rain chances, but we'll keep you posted, of course, on Twitter and on capitalweathergang.com. So let's look quickly at the pattern of the rain this week. Here's the cold front zooming ahead to Friday, moving out by Friday night. We'll go back in time toward tonight's rain, which you'll see here kind of slowly moving out. We have another rain chance moving in. There's midday tomorrow afternoon and evening. We're right on the cusp, the edge of a potential shield of rain. So it does not look heavy, but it's possible that it moves into the region. And here's a pesky low pressure system kind of hanging around off the coast. Now the cold front finally moves through later Thursday into early Friday. That should clear us out for the weekend into Memorial Day, fingers crossed, but we will keep you posted. Stephanie, you'll see me Memorial Day for our weekly chat. Sorry to delay from our normal Sunday chat to Monday, but I'll see you in 8 days, and I want you to have a good holiday weekend. And we've got Chase talking about the rainy week. Yes, indeed. Several chances of rain. Hard to pin down exact timing and intensity here and there, but try and tote a small umbrella or rain jacket with you. Humidity should not be too bad until maybe late this week before the cold front moves through, back with dew points into the 60s late week, with the warmth returning into maybe the low 80s at times with some parts of the region, especially south of town. Our heat counter remains at only one 90-degree day of the year so far. That was yesterday. We had only 89 degrees on Friday for a high and only 89 degrees today for a high temperature at DC Airport. Breezes this week are generally under control. Here's an example for tomorrow: 15, maybe 1 gust to 20 miles per hour northwest of town, but overall Winds are not going to be a major factor this week outside of maybe a thunderstorm or two that might sweep through your neighborhood. And here we are, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Camden Walker at CapitalWeatherGang.com. 14 and a half hours of daylight from sunrise to sunset. Enjoying, I hope, that later and later evening light. 8:20 is the sunset tonight. I think you'll talk to me closer to 8:30 p.m. on Memorial Day when we do our holiday edition of our weekly live chat. So keep that in mind. I won't see you next Sunday, but in 8 days. Paul, you're most welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. David, I know it's Memorial Day already. Can you believe it? David has nice bolts of lightning near Silver Spring, so stay safe. Make sure you're away from those windows and staying inside if that is the case. But overall, we have activity pulling east toward the bay. The heaviest activity is pulling from west to east toward the Chesapeake Bay and past it as we go on this evening. The severe thunderstorm watch is expected to expire in a few minutes around 9 p.m. The latest on that at CWG.news/latest. Jason Samanel has been doing some great live updates, our head editor at CapitalWeatherGang.com. The week ahead starts warm, dips maybe down into the 60s, perhaps Tuesday and Wednesday, back up into the 80s, warm again at the end of the week on Thursday and Friday. All the while, clouds and rain chances dominate, but don't think of it as a washout type of week. As you can see, rain chances kind of oscillate up and down as we go into the week. Best rain chances come with the cold front later on Thursday into early Friday. But we should see moments of sunshine, even some hours of sunshine this week. Just overall, on balance, clouds are going to dominate the sky this week. All right, I'm on the air another 9 minutes, 8 minutes or so. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments about the forecast ahead or the rain that you experienced today with the radar slowly clearing there in the corner from west to east tonight. Adandra, hello, haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you again. Allison, you're excited for lower temps tomorrow. Wish I could stay in the 70s all summer. Don't I as well. David, doing great with the rain this year and month. Let's go down to what we had in the past week. I can show you a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain looking backward in time over the last week. Yes, hit or miss because that's the nature of the warm season in DC, hit or miss showers and storms. And then looking forward the next 7 days, by the time you talk to me on Memorial Day, in 8 days from now on Monday, we should see another ½ inch to 1.5 inches as well, on top of what we have already seen, about the same amounts. Especially favored areas for rain this upcoming week are west of I-95. Now, all of this together puts us in a much better situation. The abnormally dry, shaded yellow conditions we had in the mid-Atlantic around the DC area have been removed for the most part. But improvement continues to beget improvement. It's a kind of virtuous positive cycle here. The East Coast overall, east of the Mississippi, we're doing much better than west of the Mississippi and the Intermountain West and the West Coast. So let's just enjoy what we have while we have it. We are doing good in the rain department, and the water table is pretty darn happy at this time. And then looking ahead, equal chances, maybe near normal precipitation for next work week as well after Memorial Day. And then temperatures have a good chance of being above average Memorial Day onward as well. So warm weather lovers expect it to be at least 80 degrees. If not, I would say good chances of being higher into the 80s for next week as well, starting with Memorial Day. And let's see, Elizabeth is loving the 60s in the forecast. Excellent. Liz, the rain should help the pollen. Yes, indeed. Not feeling great for allergy sufferers of grass and trees, like many of us. So the rain, there's a slight delay for that cleaned out air to get indoors, but you should feel better after tonight's rain. Just give it a little bit of time to work, the clear air to work its way inside. All right. I wish, yes, Beth, the cat, also stay out of the windows during severe storms. And Kristen, you're most kind. I hope to see you next Monday during Memorial Day. Our weekly chat will be Memorial Day as well. Thank you so much. Pouring in Annapolis, says Michael, raining out that humidity. It's very cathartic. You stay dry as well. Thank you so much. Everything is nice and green, says Mary. Laura, you're liking the storms, it sounds like. And Adandra, I'm glad you're back. And loving the rain, says Aaron. Mary would rather have rain this week and create a nice Memorial Day weekend. That is true. Our payoff for this short-term rainy week is a cold front moving through later Thursday into Friday, clearing us out for the weekend. At least Saturday and Sunday, I can say with a little bit of confidence, look warm and fairly sunny. Stay tuned for fine-tuning the forecast as we get closer, but fingers crossed, the trend is looking good so far for Memorial Day weekend. And yes, Adandra, I did indeed. And Mary, big bolts of lightning there, Boston, Arlington. David, you're giving the AC a rest. I don't blame you. And Joanna, yep, I can't sleep during hot weather either. I am with you. Our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. We'll do maybe a little bit more on the live updating, but storms are winding down. You can see radar with storms moving west to east. The heaviest activity is pushing over and east of the Chesapeake Bay. Now this evening, a look ahead at the forecast. Rain chances this week won't be constant, won't be a washout, but clouds dominate and showers and storms are a handful of chances this week. You might want a rain jacket with you. You might want a small umbrella with you this week just to kind of hedge your bets so that you can stay dry, but you can see it's not a high percentage chance of rain most days. And we should see some hours of sunshine, some peaks of sunshine. So not a terribly gray week as depicted by this forecast at a glance, but overall, to manage expectations, I think you should expect more clouds than not, and some pesky rain chances we'll have to dodge as well. All right, 4 more minutes, I'm on the air. You have a good weekend as well, Aaron. I'll see you next Monday, Memorial Day, for our weekly chat then, a holiday edition. And we've got Beth wanting to stay away from windows. Yes, being away from windows during lightning is a good idea. And yes, David, the severe thunderstorm watch right here in this corner depicted here, it should be lifted around 9 p.m. tonight as this activity, this heaviest thunderstorm activity, moves toward the Chesapeake Bay and east of the bay tonight. So it is winding down with the heat of the day. Things are calming down slowly but surely. The atmosphere is raining itself out and stabilizing more so that the instability that made these thunderstorms pop is slowly working its way down in instability tonight. All right, look at this rain coming in this week. Here it is tonight. Pesky popping showers and storms throughout this week are going to be bothering us at times. We'll keep you posted with timing and intensity as best possible this week. This low pressure and warm front kind of dance around our region for Monday night, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's not until this cold front, as you can see, moving from the west here at the end of the week, later Thursday into Friday, could bring some strong storms, but we kind of get a reward for that, dealing with that. Friday night into the weekend, we should clear out, creating a decent start to our holiday weekend. And humidity should behave itself with dew points not really going well into the 60s until the very end of the week ahead of this cold front. Do we keep this heat tracker at 1 for a while? It's possible. We don't see a 90-degree day on the horizon just yet. Today managed to stay only 89 degrees at DC Airport, so we've only had 1 day of 90 degrees or more at DCA Airport. Breezes, winds this week. Here's tomorrow, 15, 20 mile per hour wind gusts are possible, but not a major story this week overall. Winds might kick up in thunderstorms at times, and we'll have to watch that and keep you posted. But so far, on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, I hope you have enjoyed this update, that we have kind of an unsettled week ahead, maybe some next chance of strong storms Thursday night into Friday. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. 14 hours and 30 minutes of daylight now from sunrise to sunset. Later and later sunsets, and I think on Memorial Day when we do our holiday edition live chat, will be about 8:30 p.m. then. So thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you're following us, especially during these stormy nights like tonight, on Twitter, CWG.news/Twitter right there, or at Capital Weather on Twitter. And I appreciate all of you tuning in on any of our 3 simulcast platforms right now that I'm talking to you. And we've got Rebecca. Yes, the water table is doing well. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we've got heavy rain by Tony reporting in. Lightning, Edgewater, hail, no hail, and the gusts aren't that bad. I'm very glad to hear that. The storm should calm down. It was a little cooler, a little more stable east of town today. And Sam, hello, thanks for tuning in. And Mary, this is not the exact same storm as what was in the Rockies, no. And then Renee, we've got very nice that you were so nice, Renee. That is very kind of you. All right, so what do I have in the last 30 seconds here? Let's look backwards the 7 days. We've got a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain, depending if a shower or a thunderstorm moves right through your neighborhood. You can see it's very patchy as we are in the warm season, but we're doing good in the rain department. Water table very happy, especially considering looking forward over the next 7 days, a same amount of rain of a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, especially west of I-95 can be expected. And we've got Decent chances of being near normal to maybe slightly above average in precipitation next work week as well. And Memorial Day onward looks like it could be warm. Decent probability on this map of being at or above 80 degrees as we go into Memorial Day and that next work week. Pollen still high in the tree and grass departments, moderate, but still, I'm sure we're feeling it, us fellow grass pollen sufferers. And then the tropics, just a small disturbance, not a major threat to the central Gulf Coast, but worth watching. The National Hurricane Center is watching that. Let me leave you with radar, week ahead forecast there at a glance, and our latest link at CWG.news/latest. We will probably not do many more updates as this activity, the heaviest activity now, moving well away from DC and calming down as it heads over the Bay and Delmarva. Cloudy week, cool Tuesday, Wednesday, but back up to warmth at the end of the week as a cold front eyes the region with the potential for a strong storm or two again at the end of the week, Thursday night perhaps. Worth watching, and we'll keep you posted, of course, at capitalweathergain.com. I'm Camden Walker signing off. See you on Memorial Day for our holiday edition Q&A live chat, and please have a great holiday weekend. Thanks, David and Michael and Adandra. Everyone stay safe.